What's going on? It's Frank back with another Frank Look At, and I promised I would talk about it today from yesterday when I was talking about the weekly goals, but I gotta talk about it today, and that is the Diddy documentary, the Sean Combs Reckoning video documentary. Holy crap, that was an insane documentary. Just hearing all the background and like all the stuff about Diddy, it's just like, wow. I mean, like, honestly, I didn't know too much about Diddy. I knew he had a record label, and I knew kind of like all the memes and stuff about him like in recent years, but I didn't know all the other stuff. Just the first part, talking like how he was responsible kind of for 9 people's death at a basketball game that was fundraising money, and because there was not enough security and too many people tried to get in, and it was like a stampede. And also, it's like, just throughout his career, he's always in people's music videos. It's like, dude, you're the producer, you're the guy running the business. Why are you in these videos? Him being in relation, like most likely having something to do with Tupac and Biggie's death. Like the Tupac one, the Crip they had on the video even said that Diddy said that he would pay them money if they killed Tupac, $1 million. And then for the Biggie one, Biggie was going on this trip to the UK, and then Diddy was like, nah, we're gonna stay in LA, and this is like 6 months after Tupac's death. So people are already thinking that like Diddy has something to do with it, and Biggie as well, because they're the East Coast guys on the West Coast for whatever reason. And Biggie even said he wanted to get the F out of LA. He didn't want to be in LA anymore. And instead of, he was supposed to go to the UK, Diddy canceled the flight, and they're like, we're gonna go out and party, and then Biggie dies. And then they had the Biggie funeral, and then Diddy had Biggie's estate pay for the funeral instead of him, which is just so stupid. And then you have like that celebration like a year later or whatever, and he comes out dancing to everything. I don't even know if it was a year later. Probably even wasn't a year later. It's just so weird. He's a weird guy. I didn't talk about much stuff as modern stuff, like the Diddy parties and all that stuff. And I'm wondering if 50 Cent is saving it for like a part 2, but then also that probably screws over a lot of Hollywood people. But it did talk about like his weird freak offs and all that stuff, where it's just like, dude, what the F's going on? Like, paid some guy $6,000 to have sex with his then wife, or not wife, girlfriend, like once every few months, the same guy, and one of those days was always on the day Biggie died. It's so weird. And he would just watch, and then obviously we could talk about like the sexual sex offending stuff, the rape, all that stuff. But it's just like, I'm not gonna get too much into that because I don't feel comfortable talking about it. But one thing I do want to talk about before I end the video is I don't think the lawyers it was an unbiased lawyer group. It was the jury, not lawyers, the jury. The 2 interviews with the jurors, one of them was definitely a Diddy fan, and there's like a picture circulating that she, had partied with Diddy before. Not the same person, doesn't even look like her. I do sadly agree with their argument though about the video of him beating his wife in the hotel hallway. The argument was that it wasn't about domestic violence, so we could agree like, yeah, that's effed up, but that's not one of the charges. And then the other guy talking about like he didn't understand, like he was like, oh, it's gotta be consensual because his wife, like the girl always comes back to him. It's like, dude, she was scared, she couldn't leave, she felt like she couldn't leave. So I was just like, I don't know, I just felt like there was some stuff going on in there that just didn't feel right. she's like, it just seemed like consensual because she was participating in the freak offs. She would take the abuse. It's like, it doesn't matter. That's what happens in those situations. She felt like she had no power, and that's why she couldn't leave and always kept coming back. It's a good documentary. If you have not watched it, watch it. Like, you have to watch it. Anyways, this has been a Frank Look At, and I'll see you next time. Peace.